Blessings, 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 blessings. I am Minister Brenda Mallett Davis, and this is In Spirit and Truth. And I just have a brief word for you today, something that God dropped into my spirit. I was sitting up and I was looking at a movie, and God began to speak to me about the truth setting us free. And you see, sometimes we don't realize it, but the truth can be painful, but it's not as painful as or as damaging as a lie. I'm going to say that again. Sometimes people think the truth is painful, but it's not as damaging as a lie. You see, sometimes we have become so comfortable in our standard lie to it has become a major hindrance to our deliverance in truth. Now, in John 8 and 32, basically Jesus was talking to the Jews in the midst of the ones that believed, and he was talking to them about the truth setting them free. And of course, it goes on and it says, who the Son of Man sets free is free indeed. But a lot of times what God has allowed me to see in the midst of this movie, it was about someone being in the hospital. And God gave me a word in the midst of that, because the person that was in the hospital and it was a man's illegitimate child. And this man had been lying all these years, and now the child had taken ill, and the child was ill, and the mother had to reach out to this married man in order to get a blood transfusion for her child. Now, in the midst of this, the child blood cells was messed up, and they needed to be regenerated, what they call regeneration. It's a process, but the body had been so sensitized and immune to and compromised to it was not healing. They couldn't get the treatment. And a lot of times that's when God began to speak to me. He says, so many have been immune in their lie to they have compromised the fact of being delivered through their truth. Now, I'm gonna say that again. We have become so immune in our lie to we cannot receive the restoration that we need from our truth. It has become a major player in our lives. Some of us got so comfortable in it. You see, this married man had got so comfortable in sneaking around and hiding the fact that he had an illegitimate child, because the child was conceived in the midst of his marriage. And so therefore, God had to allow something to come forth just to even get this man to realize that it wasn't what he had taken in. In other words, it was what was in him that was defiling him, not what's coming out of him. In so many words, the things that he was holding up, because it says, so is a man thinking in his heart, he is. Now, I may have said that before on another post or on another message, but that's what God has given me. You see, a lot of times we don't understand it, but it's the heart that's causing the problems, because we've got so many things stored up in it. That this man was living this lie, and he had become immune to this lie. And in the process, God related that back to me in this movie with this child laying there, because this child was compromised as well. You see, a lot of times we don't understand it. But not only do our lie hold us captive, because see, this man could not be truthful to his wife. Not only does it hold us captive, but it holds the people around you captive to the lie too. So my word for you today is to allow the truth to set you free. Stop allowing your standard lie to be the major player in keeping you held in captivity. Let the truth set you free. God bless you. That's my word for today.